All right, you can read. So you can probably tell what we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about powerful introductions for our writing. One of the things that you really want to concentrate on is starting your informational book, introducing your book in a way that grabs your reader, that makes people want to keep on reading. I've been really honest. When I pick up an informational book, I look at those text features and I kind of flip through, I read the introduction, look at the conclusion, and then I decide if I'm going to use that book or a different one. You have a very limited window in which to catch your reader's attention. So a powerful introduction is one way you can grab your reader. I've got some ideas for you that you can use to start your informational books in a way that grabs your reader's attention. Maybe you want to start with a quote or just a bit of excitement. I was telling you when I was writing about my genre one, I have that quote, "You don't have to read every day, just the days that you eat." That would be a funny way. That would grab someone's attention as far as a quote that's amusing, but also has deeper meaning that, yes, you better read every day. And why is it important to read? And why do genres help you with reading? You could go over the big topics that will be included in your book. I didn't really do a good job with that in mine. I was thinking about teaching you these introductions, and I was like, yeah, I need to revisit mine. I talked about genres in mine, but I didn't really explain in the introduction that there are nonfiction ones and fiction ones, and I was going to share examples of them and why genres are important. I really need to do that, so I need to revisit that. I need to talk about that whole thing and its parts, not in great detail, but just to give the reader enough information that they realize what I'm going to cover in the book, what I'm going to share with them, so they know if they want to read it or not. I could ask questions to get the reader curious. Why do you care about genres? Why is it something that I talk about all the time? Ask questions that the reader can think about and eventually be able to answer. Have them come up with questions that you're going to end up teaching them the answers to. So they'll be ready to learn what you want to teach them. You could start with a small moment story. I could share with you in my introduction the first time I heard the word genre, because it was when I was an adult. I mean, I guess I had a teacher try to teach to me, but it never really sunk in. And how I realized that the genre and knowing the genre changes the way I view a book. That was a really big moment for me as a reader. So I could share that small moment story with you. I could start it right away with saying, hey, some people think genres are not a big deal. I could start it with the other perspective. Some people don't care about genres. I can also explain why that's wrong, but I could start right away saying some people are thinking differently about this topic, and you need to know that too. I could talk about the important vocabulary that they're going to be exposed to in my book, or I could start with a huge idea and connect it to something smaller. I was thinking about this one. This is the one I'm kind of attached to right now, where I could just talk about reading and find a good quote on reading, so that would be my huge idea, reading in general, and then connect it to reading and how genres influence your reading ability and how you attack a book. I could make that connection in my introduction. I think that would be a really powerful introduction. What I'm saying is you need to look at this and choose one of the ways or combine. I'm thinking about combining these two and that one in mine. And you can go ahead and pick an introduction and make it powerful. Grab your reader before they decide to read somebody else's book on dogs or somebody else's book on cooking. You have a limited window in which to catch their attention. So work hard on trying to use these ways to make your introduction powerful and meaningful.